People in Celina just starting to pick up the pieces after a twister roared through that city. Several homes destroyed, in one case, killing a man. Our Melissa Vage witnessing the damage firsthand, standing by live now from Celina. Mel?
Leah, take a look behind me. When we talk about an EF3 tornado, this winds of 150 miles an hour, it literally cut this home in half. Next door, what was left of that home right now sitting in the front yard. Same thing with the house next door. But take a look across the street. This is the erratic nature of tornadoes in the past that they cut. There's some wind damage, but next door to that, ripped the roof off, and then just down the way, completely obliterated that house. You know, when it comes to tornado damage and the warnings that come out, everybody, to a person that we talked to, says they did heed the warnings. They got into their basement. They got out of the path of harm. Literally, the people that you see here, these homes, they would have been killed had they been upstairs. But they tell me they were in the basement. They kind of, you know, the tornado sirens, they tell me, went off. They waited just a heartbeat, and then they started to hear the sounds that you mentioned, loud banging, cracking in the houses. Freight train, for a couple of people said they described it that way, but it's just something you've got to, again, take a look at this house. This house was cut in half. The woman in this house does not have a basement. We are told she got into the bathtub in the middle of the house and covered herself, and that saved her life. There are people, we talked about 7 people that were hurt. We are hearing that 3 of them were hurt seriously. We did lose a life down here. An 81-year-old man, we are told, was killed when a car in front of his house blew into his house and killed him. We've got at least 40 homes that are completely destroyed, and then hundreds of homes that have damage as a result of the tornadoes that ripped through here about 10 o'clock last night. Again, we're about 80 miles north of Dayton, an hour away from Dayton, just under 2 hours away from Toledo. We'll continue to follow this. We'll have more tonight on 13 ABC Action News at 6 o'clock. Back to you in the studio.